Well, I'm going to talk about the evolution of the Ottawa Gay Men's Wellness Initiative. And actually, I would say that it can track its beginnings right back to the beginning of gay liberation in Ottawa with the founding of Gays of Ottawa in 1971. Because the gay men's wellness, I prefer the term wellness to health in the World Health Organization sense, that health is more than the absence of illness. It's a social, spiritual, physical well-being. So we were always concerned about wellness. And certainly by the time I came to Gays of Ottawa in 1979, it was an established part of the organization, particularly well, I guess I can go back and say we're interested in two aspects of gay men's wellness. One is the health equity issue, and this is to finally get accepted that gay men constitute a population that suffers unfair outcomes of their health. And this is not generally acknowledged by the health establishment. And so we are fighting for culturally competent services that we're comfortable with, non-medicalizing being gay. And so that is one aspect to provide skilled and competently cultural people to serve us. The other part, I think, is, to me, and it's always been equally important, that gay men have a huge capacity to help one another. And an important part is developing community, developing the fact that we can break down social isolation, because often gay men in their particularly teenage years, their developmental years, have felt very isolated and alone. And I think that one thing we can do is, when they do come out, is show them care and welcoming into a community. And that's another aspect of wellness. So both of those have been pursued. In my early years in Ottawa, I was most interested in Gays of Ottawa had a gay line, and that was an anonymous telephone peer counseling service. And I began there in May 1979 and didn't leave until 22 years later. So it shows you that I was pretty committed to this concept of peer help and assisting people with their journey. And the goals of the Gay Line were really to help people find community, help them come out, help reduce the isolation and huge anxiety. It wasn't unusual to have people cry as they finally got the courage to call 238-1717. And also to make referrals to culturally competent services, of which there was one, which was Centertown Community Health Center. Other than that, we didn't have much faith that if we sent people for counseling, for example, that a psychiatrist might try to practice conversion therapy or something like that. This changed rapidly over the years, but certainly when I started in 1979, we didn't have very many resources to refer people to. By the mid to late 80s, we had a possibility of about 60 to 70 social organizations in town. They just blossomed. And we had more and more people becoming interested in providing services for gay people. It's I think significant that the number of the Gay Line number was dialed something like 60,000 times a year in those years. And I have to say that 2/3 of those calls were threatening calls or hassle calls of other sorts. Nevertheless, that still gave us a huge leeway to help people and to fill a really important need. So that I would say, is kind of the very beginnings of that in Ottawa. I think, talking with my friends across the country, it started most like that in many cities.